Hello and welcome to a new team review. Today I'm gonna showcase a team around the newly buffed Drapion here. Nearly forgot the name. We have a Poison Sting now. It got the Poison Sting got double buffed. Got buffed I think a season ago. Now we got buffed for this season as well. Now it's a Mudshot clone and makes Drapion way better than before. As you're gonna get to the moves, I think Crunch is then now 5 turns or something. And Awkward Tail is 4 turns. It's just like not turns, but moves. So it's 8 turns or 10 turns. But it just makes it like so much better than before. And yeah, you have to get used to it. This is a 15-13-15 one, which is not XL at all. I think it's 1 or 2 power-ups in XL, so level 41 or something. But if you want to have a real one, you kind of need like low attack. I don't think you need 0 attack, but I'm not 100% sure. And you need a lot of XL King to have the perfect one. I just had this build already from previous seasons where I used it with Ice Fang as a move. Now Poison Sting is way better than Ice Fang. I would not recommend you using Ice Fang ever again. And this thing is really amazing in the current meta, as it's hard countering basically those cores of Jellicent and Alone in Ninetales, and I really hate this players who play this core. I could play this core as well. I can showcase the core. Maybe I do that just to see how broken that thing is. But yeah, we have the Drapion here to counter this core, as Poison isn't really good against the Ninetales, and we have the Crunch, which gonna be super effective damage against the Jellicent, and you sometimes can two-shot it, depends on if you got a debuff you before and stuff like that. But yeah, this team actually worked out well. I went positive with this team today. And yeah, we also have of course a 1 XL Pokemon in the back, which is the G-Fisk. If you don't have a G-Fisk build, you can also use Empoleon as well. But I made like 2 videos now in a row with Empoleon in that. Oh no, okay, it was not even in a row, but I made 2 videos in the last 3 days with Empoleon in it for non-XL teams. Empoleon could you use here as well again, as it counters the Fairy types, it counters Flying types, which is really, and it counters Psychic types, which is really good for the Machamp in the lead. So if you need a non-XL version of this team, just gonna use the Empoleon instead. And if you can't afford or if you don't have the Drapion, you could also use Alone Muck as a safe swap. It's basically the same, I think. Should be pretty much similar. And yeah, here we actually like sometimes my opponent plays like really weird, but sometimes also just the game being broken. Like today, like I had really decent gameplay the last couple of days. It was like really solid to play with, and I had like no lag, no nothing. And if it was like it was not really something crazy, and it was on both sides and stuff like that. Everything was totally fine. And today it was not. Today it was just like all over the place, which is interesting. I mean, like, why? There's nothing really going on in Pokemon Go right now. I think the event is currently over, so there's nothing like this as well. Go Battle League hasn't changed for ages, and like, why all of a sudden today is like laggy as shit again? I am confusion, but I mean, it's okay. We don't have to sweat to Legend right now. I made a tweet in the beginning of the season that I want to take longer to hit Legend anyway. Now I'm 2,800 MMR. Yeah, we got actually to 2,800 MMR with this team. And I have like I don't know why. Like I have Q-times right now, and it does not benefit me anything that I have that I am so high. And I even try to not like try out my ass off. I could just run the A9 what's it called, Jellicent and Politoed team, and just try to wreck everyone with my cool XL Pokemon. I have all of them, but it's not really my goal. I don't know. It's not really something I want to do. So we basically are stuck in the current situation right now, where we play like kind of interesting teams that might be usable for you. But we're still above there on the top level of the leaderboards and stuff like that, where leaderboards would finally drop. But like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not really interested in getting to Legend right now. Q times are like way too rough. I'm rather a bit lower, but I'm happy that I get the Stardust for Expert. No, I don't even know if Expert changes the Stardust gains. It might not even. But at least I have the cool metal right now. But here, look at this, by the way. This G-Fist, how broken it is. I actually played this team, by the way, in the beginning with Skarmory, and I dropped Skarmory because Skarmory is just a worse G-Fist. Just like I don't like Skarmory at all. But here we win with 1 HP in a dream. We can align our Drapion against the Jellicent. And we can go for some crunches here, which do massive damage. My opponent goes back into the Ninetales. I can go into my Machamp. Ninetales with Powder Snow is not even that bad for Machamp. And I shouldn't have shielded this one, I think. I think I'm not gonna shield the second one, as I want to keep one shield alive for the Drapion. Yeah. Now I can just go for some cross chops. Maybe I can get to another one, but I don't think so. Yeah, we barely miss out, which is okay. I don't really... I mean, okay, I should shield the Weather Ball here, as a Weather Ball can do more than a Shadow Ball from the Jellicent, and I haven't seen anyone using Ice Beam on Jellicent yet, so I think it's kind of safe to assume that most people run Bubble Beam and Shadow Ball, which just does nothing against this thing, so we're good here. Next move, we run Swampert. Swampert is like the worst thing you can face. That's why I kind of wanted to use Skarmory in the beginning, but most people run Swampert in the lead right now anyway, or you can like get it out with a Drapion there, so it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best either. I guess it would be better if you have Empoleon in the deck, as the Empoleon matchup is kind of neutral. Here we can actually still survive one Hydro Cannon from a normal one. I mean, it's still fine. Like, if it's a Shadow one, we can count them down. If it's just the normal one, we can survive one Hydro Cannon with 0 shields. Here my opponent is Typhlosion C. He got 1 extra move in there, which is fine. This matchup is going to show you the nice power of leg. We catch the move perfectly on the Drapion there. And now look at his Incinerates. 1, 2, 3. He got, in the time where I got 5 quick moves in, or even 4 quick moves in, he got 3 Incinerates in. That's like either 8 or 10 moves on my side, and turns, I mean, and 15 turns on my opponent's side. Like, what the hell? This is not how it's supposed to work. He had like 2 turn Incinerate here. Here we double up on move, and because he had 2 turn Incinerate, we're gonna lose the Impeta here, because he already has more energy than he should have had in this point of time. So, good game there. Next opponent, we have Talonflame against us. Talonflame matchup against this matchup is like really solid. No matter what the Talonflame does, we always win if we bait the first one and the opponent shields. And I think you also always win if the opponent does not shield the first one and you just can go straight for cross chop, something like that. But if the opponent shield the first move, you have to go for 7 counters and then throw, by the way. Always go for 7 in the first period. We can always get 2-2 Rock Slide before my opponent gets to the last move there, so we always run big switch advantage there against Talonflame, which is super solid. So lead against Talonflame is always kind of nice, but our backline can also handle Talonflame, as we have coverage on the G-Fisk with a Rock Slide, and we have Awkward Tail on the Drapion as well. And here my opponent has Bomber Snow. And what I'm gonna do right now is just gonna get him low, try to get some energy out of him. So we're gonna take this and then swap out and try to farm down with the Poison Sting to get some energy elite there, which we're gonna be able to get there. And the opponent goes into a Kingdra, goes for the Outrage, doesn't do as much as it needs to. And we're gonna win this game, as Drapion is not even that squishy. And if you have like an XL1, it's gonna be like super solid. Yeah, I think I make a mistake. It might be the game where I make a mistake. Maybe I should have done the Rock Slide there, as we got an extra move. Yeah, exactly. My opponent predicts that I don't go for the move, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Rock Slide now, as cross chop wouldn't have gold us anyway there. Opponent goes into Nidoqueen. We can go for the Awkward Tail here. The opponent we play right now is actually one of the best players in the world as well. He's like always like one of the first to hit legends and stuff like that. He's like really good solo player from, I think, Japan. So here we can go for the Crunch, and Crunch is going to do a lot of damage, and we actually like kind of wall the Ferrothorn there in terms of the quick move damage, which is super solid. He has to go for at least a power up there to KO us, but he undercharges here to get some more extra energy, which is fine. I see that play. Here we just want to basically catch the move, so we don't have to face the move with our Machamp, but we're in such a bad spot right now. There's nothing we can do here. We can get farm down. My opponent still has 2 shields. I have to shield an Earth Power here, but I'm not going to be able to get to another move or like farm down before he gets to Earth Power. So this is gonna be not a good game because I don't know why my opponent didn't throw the Earth Power there. It should have definitely been there. Like, got so much more energy before. I don't know, but we're gonna win this game here. And we have faced another Swampert lead. We have to stay in here. I can always try to get an extra move in there or Steam Peter on the second move of his. We're gonna try this, and my opponent gets an extra quick move in and his charge move here. Really cool. And I can throw my charge move there. I clicked on the counter on the cross charge twice and it didn't work. And just like this game, we get the debuff here. This game just didn't want me to win this game here right now. Like, so much against us just because of our lag. My opponent goes for the Akatsuka and gets the debuff again. Yes. It's always nice to play those games, isn't it? I double up, my opponent goes on Empoleon. And I try to get some extra energy here, try to go to a crunch and drop out and throw the Earthquake here. Which gonna KO the Empoleon, but my opponent still has the Swampert here. We have to shield, as this is like the only thing that we have alive. And he has another move ready. And we can farm down here. We have 2 moves stored. We can go for the Aqua Tail, but my opponent has a move already. And we're gonna die with 1 HP there, with 1 move loaded. To so much bullshit there. Like, if he just didn't debuff me once, I would have been totally fine there. But 2 debuffs, 1 extra move in the beginning. It's just like, the game is so broken. I see a lot of people say that they're gonna drop this game soon on Twitter right now, and that people are most likely converting from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Unite. You're gonna see on my channel most likely also Pokemon Unite content, depending on the game and depending on the time I have left there, but let me say, I mean, I see why people do that now. Like, I see why people are really upset right now with the game, and it's just not fun. And yeah, but I'm still gonna play Pokemon Go PP, so don't be scared about that. But still, it's just so annoying. And here my opponent actually no-shielded the Rock Slide. He had to, I guess, call the bait there or something like that to win this game, but that was not a bait, and we're gonna be able to win this game. My next opponent has a Ferrothorn in the lead, and a Ninetales as a side swap. Isn't that nice? Correctly, that's not nice. And what we're gonna do here is now try to go to 4 moves and try to catch the move, which didn't really work out, but my opponent still throws, which is fine for me. Sadly, we don't have Sludge Bomb. Like, we need Aqua Tail, we need Crunch, so there's no place for Sludge Bomb, sadly. Aqua Tail's still gonna do some damage here at least. And we're gonna be able to realign our Pokemon. This is gonna KO the opponent, and yeah, we can go for a lot of crunches here right now, as the Ferrothorn won't KO us with any quick move at all, as Bullets is a garbage quick move in terms of damage output, and we resist that move as well, so he has to go for the Power Whip. I don't get an extra counter in here, which all my opponents always get, but not me. My opponent has a Politoed, that's not looking good for us right now. As Politoed is also a really hard answer to us. Just try to get like the shields from him and get him low enough. We know that we're gonna survive 1 move there. So my opponent just gets the extra move in and an extra Weather Ball in there as well. Super cool. I don't know, like, the game was so broken right now. It's just not really fun to play, especially not with the heat right now. My opponent catches the move. I try to undercharge here perfectly so I can farm him down before. And I try to get to the Earthquake there. I won't be able to because my opponent got like this 1 extra quick move in there. It is such an annoying gameplay right now, but it's fine. Another Ferrothorn lead there. Goes into Talonflame. Maybe I should switch out earlier there, and here my opponent, I don't know why my move didn't fire off in time, but I can go for a Rock Slide right now and bait him the second time here. And I can win this matchup still. What I'm gonna do here is swap into my G-Fisk, catch the move here, as I want to keep my Machamp alive for the other thing there. And because we got an extra kick move in there, we can get to Rock Slide before it gets to another move. And here we can just go for Earthquakes, which also gonna be fine. And I hope that I can swap out in time before the switch clock before he can KO me here, but into my Machamp before the switch clock comes up there for him. And I swap accidentally into the wrong Pokemon with Drapion there. And Drapion's still gonna don't care at all, and we're gonna be able to destroy this opponent just because Drapion generates energy so fast. That's gonna be it for the video. Maybe I'm gonna play some open ultra next, I don't know, but Q-Tip's gonna be even worse, so see you next video.